Hello, world. It is Friday, August 6th, 2021, and it's trying to be a nice day. It's going to be hot today, humid. I can notice the humidity up. It's kind of hazy, overcast day, and I think it's going to be even hotter tomorrow. And Dory told me that next week, I think it's Tuesday, the heat index is supposed to be in triple digits. So be careful out there and make sure you hydrate. Today's devotion is entitled Strength to Wait by Talitha Arnold. Talitha bases the devotion on Psalm 130, verse 6, New Revised Standard Version. My soul waits for the Lord. And Talitha writes, when I saw Psalm 130 was today's text, I said a prayer of thanks. After months of waiting to return to pre-pandemic life, I'd write a simple reflection on the joy to come when our waiting is over. Piece of cake, I thought. I was wrong. Yes, the Bible has a lot of hopeful and joyful waiting. Farmers wait for rain. Old women wait for children. Israel waits to return from exile. Pregnant Mary waits for the baby Jesus. For Paul, all creation waits and groans like a woman giving birth. Biblical waiting is often pregnant with new life. But in Psalm 130, waiting is penitential, not pregnant. Its opening verses, out of the depths I cry to you, echoes Jonah's plea inside the whale, when he could no longer flee from God's presence, no matter how much he tried to follow his own devices and designs. Verse 3 confirms its penitential focus. Lord, if you marked iniquities, who could stand? May sound rhetorical and universal, but it's personal. No one asks about generic inequities without knowing their own specific ones. Like the psalmist, we must also face our own inequities in the time of waiting and be honest about pandemic's hard truths, that its burden has fallen unequally and unjustly on communities of color, the poor, and the elderly. Like the psalmist, our waiting calls us to penitence. Yes, if we are willing to recognize such hard truths, then the psalmist proclaims, we will know God's steadfast love and the power to redeem. In our waiting, there is the possibility of a better way, the way of new life for all. And Talitha's prayer. God, give us the strength to wait, and in our waiting, give us the courage to be honest. Amen. Yeah, several things crossed through my mind as I was reading this devotion, and one is, of course, waiting. I remember when this pandemic began, and it was probably March or April of 2020, and then hearing reports that this could last well into 2021, and thinking at the time, oh, this is going to be so hard to get to January of 2021. And here we are in August of 2021, and we're on the rise again with the virus in the nation. So part of this is, it's not about waiting, it's about taking action. And if you can, getting vaccinated, and continuing to be cautious when you're around other people. Don't rush into large gatherings, even if they're outside. There's already been reports. There's one report I read of a wedding, an outdoor wedding with about 40 people present, no masks, majority, supposedly all of them vaccinated, and something like 20 of them, 50% of them came down with coronavirus, COVID-19, within 2 weeks of that wedding. Granted, not serious cases, but nonetheless, the virus still spreads. So we have to be a little calmer and patient. And also, I heard a report this morning that said that Western nations like the United States, Western Europe, essentially have enough vaccines for every single person. The statistic they used was 100 vaccines per 100 people. It's 1 for 1. But some of the developing poor countries, lower on the socioeconomic ladder than we are reporting that they only have 1.5 vaccines per 100 people. And so the question becomes, do we offer boosters to those who live in the upper economic strata of the world, or do we refocus our vaccines that we have to those countries that need them most, that can't necessarily afford them? some good thoughts. I hope you have a good day. I hope to talk to you again tomorrow, and if not, please join us on Sunday for either in-person or virtual worship. There's no requirement to wear masks, but they are suggested given that our county is in the high status in terms of risk. So leave that up to you, but masks are recommended. And if you feel really uncomfortable, watch us on Facebook Live, stream us. That's the safest you can be. Hope you have a good day, and I will try to talk to you again tomorrow.